shirt those priorities of being with your family, because that's the reason. That was my why. And by keeping my why there, it allows me to prioritize it in a reasonable way. And also a big issue is my health. And I try not to think about it, because when it's not bothering me, I pretend there's no problem. And when it is, I try to pretend there's no problem. But, you know, I have to factor that in when I prioritize. So, yeah, interesting question.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Well, I think that a big part of that is where you are in your life and whether the business that you're creating is a primary source of income or it's a secondary source of income. Because if you look at me, I'm retired from a government position. I don't need to do my business to supplement my income. I do if I want to do those extra things, if I want to take those extra trips, if I want to build a piece on the house, or if I want to do those extra things that are not normally budgeted within your retirement finance portfolio. And it's interesting when it comes to network marketing and all of the professional development that you get. And I have seen how other companies approach how you progress in your business. And with Isagenix, they have always been very clear that life balance and family are critical, and they don't push people past. You know, there's going to be exceptions, but for the most part, when you go to the training events, they're telling you, you want to, if the only way you can come to this event is to bring your kids, then you bring your kids. They're welcome here. And you would often see families playing on the sidelines while everyone's listening to a keynote speaker. And they would take time out for that. And children's things are included in their give back. And whereas with other companies, the whole push is around rank advancement. And I want to see a percentage of growth with everybody. And there's always that push, 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 push. And you'll hear organic growth used in our company more than any of the other places I have ever heard it. So that if you want to go at your own pace, the leaders will meet you where you are. If you want to take 3 months and focus on growth, the leaders will meet you where you are. You tell us what you're looking for and when you're looking for it, and we will match your energy. And matching your energy and your effort is something that we hear a lot. And just because you have an account so that you can order products, you aren't pushed to do the business. So I like that about this. I've spent a lifetime working 50, 60 hours a week as a single parent, and then going to university at almost full-time hours as a single parent, working 60 hours a week. I spent years doing that. I have, when the university ended and I found Isagenix, I found I was doing that on the side at times when I was working in emergency services and snowstorms and hurricanes and everything else, where I was working sometimes 75 and 80 hours a week. And I found that when I retired, I thought I'm going to have all this time to build that business and devote that effort that I no longer have to spend working a 9 to 5. And I found, you know what? It is nice not having to do anything. And I am enjoying that. I have spent a lifetime of running, trying to put food on my table for my kids as a single parent, running from a domestic violence situation, not having enough money to feed me, but feed my kids. Like, I've been there. And now to be able to sit and relax and enjoy that work-life balance where I've got time for my husband, I've got time for my friends, I've got time, COVID aside. You know, priorities, they change, not because the priorities change, but because you change. And is there times I have that drive where I want to grow at an exponential rate? I do, and I'll put an extra kick on for doing that. But will I let it interfere with me taking a trip where I can do some photography? No. Will I let it interfere with me going for a run with my friends? No. Will I let it interfere for me going with a hike with my daughter? No, because I've had those interruptions my whole life and I don't need to do that anymore. And people say it should be all about the business, but I'll tell you, I heard Lisa say health and my mind, I went into a different space immediately because all I could think of was, I want to help her. And my mind is still there. I can't, that comment you made, Lisa, will stay with me all day long because there are so many people that I want to help. And then you hear people will say, you can't just say it's about helping people because that's truly not where your motivation is. Your motivation is money. Your money is financial freedom. It's noble to say that, but that's truly where my heart goes. It's probably my biggest downfall in my business because if I can help somebody meet some of those health goals without purchasing my products, although I'm telling you the products will work for everybody, then I do that because I need to meet them where they are because my first goal is helping somebody. So I am my own worst enemy in doing that. Don't care. So I think the priorities change, and the trick is to truly accept whatever priorities you have as your priorities and not a priority that somebody else has impressed upon you, trying to drive into you, tried to tell you that this is what your priority should be. Because if they say that, and that's where your passion, and I was in a call the other day when someone was saying there's a difference between loving something, being passionate about it, and having that white hot passion. Because you can be passionate about something, because I'm passionate about my business and helping people. But my white hot passion is about helping people without any restrictions on them or me. And not my best winning business argument. And a bank would never give me a loan based on that premise. For sure.
That's definite. Thank you so much, Deb.
If
Frankie,
only we could measure success of a business about how big your heart is and how much you want to give, I think everybody in this room would be super rich.
Absolutely, absolutely. Frankie, would you like to add to it?
I think you gave some amazing feedback, ladies. I think it's a great question. For me, I feel life's always about. I feel life for me is always about. It's in one of my books, one of the titles of my book, equilibrium. I love that word, equilibrium. It's always about that because it's so important. But life's about give and take. You know, life's about taking the rough with the smooth. Life's about taking the positives with the negatives. But you've got to have that balance, yin and yang. You've got to have both of them, positive and negative. Like a battery needs a positive and a negative side. If you see positives, it wouldn't work. But you've got to have the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative, the rough and the smooth, the giving and the taking to make anything work. And for me, as an entrepreneur, I've realized that in business. And even though I've made money, I've not made the money what I'd love to make, but what I've created is so much values in where I want to be, and the causes what I've made and the effects what I've had from where I want to be have been valuable. So, you know, you have to, like I said, you have to have a balance, and Debbie touched it about, are you passionate about something? Because if you're passionate about something, so if you can work towards what you're passionate about. It doesn't mean to say, oh, you're driven by money. You're passionate about something, so you're building up to where you want to be in the future, the next 10, 15, 20 years. So I feel for me, you've always got to have that balance. If you're building something of value, you know, you can build it, and as you're building it, you get to where you need to go. If you know it's going to be where you want it to be, and it's going to serve the people who it needs to serve, success and everything will come from that. So you feel more fulfilled as an entrepreneur. You feel more fulfilled and basically what it is that you're doing, because you know that you've worked damn hard to get what you've got for your life and for your business. So for me, my priorities are feeling and getting a lot more passionate about what I'm doing, because I won't say spending less time around my family and my daughter and that, but you've noticed that you're always doing Zooms or dad this and dad. And I'm going to be seeing my daughter later on, which is great. We're going to go and have something to eat and have a drink and have a chat, have some coffee and stuff. And I think she's aware, she's seeing that passion. So I think when you're passionate about something, yeah, I know I'm getting more passionate about what I want to do, and I can see it with my life and everything that's going on. But it's a good thing in a way, because I'm passionate about, as you say, helping people and putting something back into the world and doing something good in society. So I can get my family involved and get them hopefully along with me doing what I'm going to be doing. So the priority for me is having that real balance of, you know, like what I just talked about. And then when the passion comes, when the time's ready to smash what you need to smash and do what you need to do, you're ready to actually do it. Then you can enjoy it and appreciate it a lot more, because you've worked hard and you put all that painstaking, tireless effort in to getting where you need to be. So just feel you're more balanced when it's like that, and you appreciate life and everything a lot more when you've done that and you've took the time to pursue something what you're passionate about. So yeah, it's more joyful I feel when it's like that, because you appreciate it a lot more. You know, you value it a lot more. If it's valuing the community and society, wow, that's where you want to be.
So, Frankie, when
Thank you very
Maria, Frankie, when Maria gave that quote about the tree.
Say that again, sorry, about the tree. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that, you know, as you're talking, I'm picturing trees. Another Ally McBeal moment. Because you work with youth, the words, the wisdom, the advice, the inspiration that you give to them at their age will carry them through their lifetime. Long beyond when they may even perhaps remember your name, but they'll remember the words or how it made them feel. Or they might be telling their grandchildren about, there was this guy who said something to me that changed my life. And you won't even be here anymore.
Yeah.
So when I think about you writing books, I think about the value and the legacy that can leave behind. Long after you're even here.
Thank you, buddy.
And that's something beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely. That was brilliant, Debbie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, moving on to the second question. And this is a little bit long-winded, but it's very important question. And this is a question that our John Haynes used to ask all the time. Knowing what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently when you were first starting your business? Okay. Who would like to go first on that? Debbie? Yes, please.
I wrote down one word, voice.
Yeah.
I spent a lifetime trying to find mine. And it was the biggest deterrent with me starting my business. It's interesting because Myra asked pretty much the same question. And we chatted about that. The only times that I was ever really able to find my voice is when I was defending a child, an animal, somebody else. I could never stand up to speak on my own behalf, to defend myself, to present for myself. So trying to do things from a business perspective was extremely difficult. Even I'll call it my resting bitch face because I got one of those. When I get so intense, I was telling somebody the other day, after spending all those years working in emergency management, IT, and security, where everything was a serious phase, audits, every serious topic in business that nobody else wanted to talk to, that was mine, my responsibility. So it's, I get serious and my eyebrows come together and my eyes squint, and it's like, Frank, get her away from me like this. She's trying to sell me something that makes me feel good. She looks like she's about to have a heart attack. So it took me years to figure out how to get my bubble back. And then when you find out that you're starting to feel comfortable enough with your voice, everything comes out all at once. Everything comes out jumbled. You sound like you've been drunk for 16 months. But learning how to have that voice and how to articulate clearly from the heart and make sense to everybody else, like that was the biggest thing that I struggled with. So if I could have had one piece of advice to say, find your voice, I would have tried to do something 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, that would have better enabled me to do that. Because I feel like that's the biggest waste of time in my life, was all those years I could have made a difference and didn't because I was afraid to open my mouth.
That was brilliant. Thank you, Deb. Who would like to go next? Lisa, please.
Interesting. I loved listening to that, Deb, and it's really, really inspiring that you talk about voice, because I found it quite hard to answer, and you answered it right away. I think because I started it slowly, and that's probably what I wouldn't do the second time, is start off so gradually. But at the same time, I'm reminded of a little bit of what John Bullock said the other week, when he said, it was along the lines of, is there any point in regretting anything, because everything that's happened has brought you to where you are. So I think that's probably why I'm struggling a little bit with what I would change, because the concern with changing something or doing it different means that I wouldn't be exactly where I am, and I wouldn't want that to not be the case. I'd like to be further, and I suppose in order to be further, I think the main thing would have been to have the funds and ideally the money behind me saved to be able to, number one, invest in a mentor who could properly tell me from the beginning exactly what I needed to do. Because I was like, seriously, I was flapping under the water. I didn't have a clue. And the other thing I kind of think I would change too is I would have started a Facebook group almost immediately and forgot about pages. But I didn't know any of that, because I think a group is a way to link with people, and I needed to link with people. And again, building up my ability to talk, like you said, to speak live, to do videos, because that, like you say, is so important if you want to get a message across, because people need to see you as a person. It's not going to come across on a page as easily. And I still have a bit of a block with putting myself out there. And I think if I could have overcome that sooner and still continue to overcome it quicker, that would be something that I would do again differently. But having said that, I don't know if I could have done it any quicker, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if I could have changed that. But having said that, I the connection with people is through the Facebook group. It's through talking to people. It's through not being scared to message people. It's through not being frightened of those emails, not being frightened to go on YouTube, not being frightened to do lives. And they're all things that I'm still a little bit nervous about. So yeah, I would have liked to have changed that.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Frankie, and Debbie would like to add something.
Lisa, you come across when you're talking with so much peace and so much confidence confidence and so much heart and so much joy in the expression that's on your face, and how the tone of your voice, and how articulately, compared to me, like a bumbling, you sound so graceful that being nervous about being on the air should be the last thing you ever should be.
Wow, I'm extremely humbled by that. Thank you so much, Deb. That means the world to me, actually, because that's not what I see, and that's certainly not what I feel, for sure. I see everybody else, and I compare myself and let the imposter syndrome come in, and I'm just like, I just can't even compete, you know? It's really
so odd. Here's a piece of advice. You are not claiming to be the world's master expert.
No.
You're Lisa with something to share. And there is nobody better at that than Lisa. So imposter syndrome should not have a factor. You're not claiming to be a brain surgeon and going out and doing brain surgery. You are not claiming to be an astronaut and climbing aboard the shuttle. Oh, I would do that though. If I had a choice, I would do that. But you're Lisa. So imposter syndrome should have zero to do with it. You're just claiming to have something to share, and that's the truth.
1 minute, ladies.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because there doesn't always seem to be an explanation for why we feel the way we do. When you put it like that, I feel kind of, yeah, it's all a bit silly, but you can't change the way you feel. It's really an odd thing. And I had quite an in-depth conversation with Andrea today, and she said she'll help me with that. She's going to help me to overcome my fear of going live. So I'm excited.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, if I would answer this question, I would say that I would change my approach to being assertive. Because when I started, my assertiveness didn't exist. And that caused me to make a number of mistakes, which I have rectified since. But now looking back from the perspective of years, I feel that I would be much further if I was assertive. So that is my intake into this. And I feel that lack of assertiveness was also very much close to fear, because I had lots of fear at the beginning, lots of anxiety and so on. And I made few wrong judgments because of that. So definitely, yes, I would really, if I would be able to start afresh, there would be quite a lot of changes that I would do, you know, in making decisions, in hiring people, in collaborating with certain people. All of that would be much different. But like all of you said, life experience is life experience, and it is from the perspective of past experience that we can actually implement changes to our future, and that is something. And you know, over the past few days, I had few meetings with my advisor, and lots of new things came up which I am working on. But the future is going to be quite different to what it would be if I didn't, you know, consult. So thank you. Frankie, what is your answer to this question? Thank you, ladies.
Oh, no, it's an amazing question. Yeah, thank you for all your answers, ladies. Yeah, well, knowing what I know now, obviously, you know, Marie's made so much of a difference to my life as a business coach. She really has, and I've known her for a long time as a friend now as well. But the value of having Marie as a business coach has really helped me to get where I am now. You know, so thank you so much for that, Maria. And that's something what I should have done probably, yeah, 10 or 12 years ago.
Excuse me.
Position, I've got quicker to where I need to go for probably me. I've had a mentor or a business coach element in my life at that time. But then again, taking away all what I've learned and and all what I've done well and all what I've not done well, for me is valuable. But I really want to change it. I don't know now. Because now I know exactly what it is that I want to do. I know exactly what it is where I want to be. I know exactly what the road is ahead, and how to get up that mountain, I know now, so probably, yeah, a mentor may have helped me get there a little bit quicker. I'll probably say a business plan or doing the forecast and doing the proper business plan and getting that together may have helped me get there a lot better, quicker and a lot more faster. But, I've had a lot of disappointment as well. I've lost a lot of money. I've got a police case going on now between you ladies. I've lost a lot of money and, I've been shafted. I've been a bit down. I've been ridiculed. I've been taking a mickey out of, but yeah, I've learned so much from that. And I'm still here now and it's leading me to success. And they do say that about the entrepreneurs, you've got to keep riding the waves and take the rough with the smooth.
Yes.
It's never plain sailing, and I really value that. And I really value the fact that I've been through that and I've come out of the other end fighting and a lot more wise and a lot more stronger for that. So I can't value that anymore. That's so valuable for me, and it's really helped me get stronger and more smarter and more wiser and more, intelligent, and then Lisa comes into my life and it's clearer more than what I want to do, with children and, doing what you want to do with children and youth. And things change again. So it's getting more deeper and deeper and more, more clear and more clarity on where I want to be. So my priorities, are a lot more clear and a lot more driven. And yeah, just probably the things what I want to come in my life maybe have come in a little bit earlier. But can I value what I'm learning now and the experience that I'm getting now from you ladies as well? Another series really, really special friends and people. So that is valuable in its own. That's a real lesson to learn. Lisa, yeah, you don't come across as somebody who looks nervous, and Debbie said that you don't come across as somebody who looks, like they don't know what they're doing. So I think really, ladies, we're in the right place as mentors and coaches and public speakers, because I know myself, I'm my worst critic. I'm sure you're like that yourselves, the worst critic, and I think that's the best place for us to all be, really, to be honest, because it means we can get better and we can improve.
Lisa,
That's amazing, Frankie. I just wanted to add to what you said, actually, because you made me think of something, which is the pinnacle of possibly, I don't know, it might be what we would have all done differently had we gone back to the beginning, is understood the power of people around you. I don't think anyone gets that when they start. And I would have done a lot sooner, because it catapulted my business once I, met all of you and fell into that. And I can never, ever thank Roger enough for the fact that I had chance meeting with him in a training. And we struck up a friendship and an understanding. And it just goes to show you just never know when your path is going to cross with the right people. And I just wish it could have happened even sooner than it did, but I'm just glad it did.
Yeah,
brilliant. Thank you.
Our egos are our best friend when we start off. We've all got an ego, but you realize once you start getting into this world what we're in, that ego has to go. You have to challenge it. We've all got that, and now we're becoming more humble, having a bit more humility. We understand what it's about. Yeah.
So that leads us to the third question. And it is, what one word would you use to describe where you are and what you have accomplished? What one word would you use to describe where you are and what you have accomplished?
Proud.
Proud, brilliant.
Growth.
So Lisa, proud. Deb?
Growth.
Growth. Frankie?
Growth. Yeah, passionate, I'd probably say. Yeah, passionate. Passion.
Brilliant.
Passionate, yeah.
And I will say gratitude. And a gratitude for opportunities given to me, but most of all for gratitude for the people that came across my path and not just advised me, but supported me and supporting me. People who are continuing to advise me, but also people who are giving me the motivation, the passion, and the willpower to carry on and to do the best I can, to help, to advise, and to give tools and opportunities. So yes, gratefulness and gratification in every possible way.
I love that. That's great.
So thank you so much. Let's move now on to our quiz.
Can I just say something? I
Yes.
just had, again, this is another thing that just jumped out at me. Those words almost say something about each of us. Like, as I listen to each of the words we chose, there's a hidden something behind each of those words. And it's almost like, well, it's almost like they all come back to like the word that I used, which was not really a word to describe where I've come to. It's more how I feel. So it's almost like all three of your words are the things that you're most proud of, that you have achieved. You know, that I see Frankie, I see his passion growing day by day, and it's infectious. And, you know, Deb, your growth is astonishing. You've got all that background with the corporate, that, you know, and all that stuff that you can bring into your ability with YouTube and that. And I think no matter what you say, you're an absolutely outstanding speaker. One of the best I've seen, one of the most natural. And I love everything you do when you're on that stage, on that platform. And Maria, you absolutely personify gratitude for me in everything about you. The way it oozes out of you in the things that you say, just the whole being, the way that you are. And I just think I'm quite emotional about us all choosing those things. And I almost feel a bit sad for myself that for me, because I had such low self-esteem and I've come so far, that, you know, being proud of myself was the best that I could come up with, in a way, because I didn't think of very much of myself. So yeah, no, I think that was really interesting exercise. Thank you so much. Debbie?
Melissa, being proud of yourself is something that is not, it does not come easily to most of us. And to actually be at a point where you can say you're proud of yourself, that's amazing. And to comment on Maria's gratitude, I have said this before. You have one of the most beautiful souls I have ever met, and it oozes out of you. I don't think you could hide that if you ever tried. I don't think it's possible. It'd be like trying to contain a firework inside your hands, and it's just going to blow apart. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
No doubt that gratitude is something that lives in you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But the word growth itself, that is a very, very meaningful, because in some way we can understand growth as a growth of a business. But the way I understood from what you said is growth of you as a person, as a human being, as a giver, okay, as someone who is absolutely passionate about what they are doing. And that is how I received your explanation. Thank you. Frankie, the same, Lisa, the same. Passion, without passion, we would be never in a place where we are. And passion is the driving force for each and every one of us to actually do what we are doing, because without that, we would be giving up so much easier. Proud, absolutely. If like coming from a very introvert type of a personality, being proud of my own achievement is nothing to be ashamed about. It is a true and organic proud that you have started where you started and you are where you are now. So you can be really, really passionately humble and passionately proud of what you have achieved. And that is the beauty. The English language has got so much meaning to each and every word it contains in its vocabulary. Okay, and this is the beauty of it. In my language, if you say something, it's that or nothing. Okay, but in English, you can, it means so much, and you can read so much. So yes, absolutely, I'm really, really grateful for you providing those words. Thank you very much. So are we ready for our next part of the meeting? Okay, so here we go to our quiz. And the first question: Poland's most popular worker movement in the 1980s was, one single word, the name of the organization. And it's beginning with S. I am giving you this tip.
S. What's it called?
S. Okay. Who was the leader? That's question number 2. Who was the leader of the Polish Solidarity movement in the 1980s? And the third question: name the capital of Poland. What is the capital city of Poland? And question number 4: the richest person in the world as of 2021 is?
Richest person in the world.
Yes, the richest person in the world. Until last year, it was, I believe, the Mexican guy with the telecom business, and this year the person has changed now. Number 5, Bill Gates is the founder of which company? Bill Gates. The name of the company that he has founded. Question number 6. In which year did Steve Jobs died? And I'm going to give you 5 years either way leeway, yeah?
Has he died now, Steve Jobs?
Oh, yes.
Has he?
Oh, yes.
Hey? I did not know that.
Didn't you? Yeah, he became very ill and he died.
Did not know that.
Question number 7. Larry Page is the chief executive of which company? Larry Page. I'll give you a clue. He is the CEO of one of the biggest IT company.
Say that again, sorry, Marie. Say the question again, sorry.
Larry Page is the chief executive officer of which company? And we all using it every single day. Question number 8. Which vehicle is Volkswagen best known for in the world? And question number 9. How many stripes does Adidas have?
Do you count the white one too?
No, you count all of them. I was surprised when I researched this question.
How many stripes?
And it's actually 4-figure answer. I was shocked. Anyway, number 10. Which of these games includes the phrase, do not pass go, do not collect $200?
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic game.
Okay, so let's go back.
Can I just ask you about the Adidas logo? Can you read the question again?
Certainly.
Please.
How many stripes does Adidas have?
So the word, the logo.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to do very well here.
Okay, so the question number 1. Poland's most popular worker movement in the 1980s was Solidarity. Solidarity.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the leader? Question number 2. Who was the leader of the Polish Solidarity movement in the 1980s? That was Lech Wałęsa.
I don't think of his name.
No.
And question number 3. The capital city of Warsaw, of Poland is?
Warsaw.
Warsaw. Sorry, can I give you a call because I'm busy at the moment? Okay, okay. So can we get together tomorrow? Yeah, okay. Anytime. Yeah, okay, thanks. Okay, thanks. Bye. Sorry about that. So, the richest person in the world since 2021 is?
Musk. I had Musk.
Was it
Yes,
Musk?
and you are right. Elon Musk, yes, yes. Which company was founded by Bill Gates?
Microsoft.
Gates Foundation.
Correct.
What was it?
Microsoft.
Oh, right.
Okay, and Steve Jobs died in 2011. So who
13.
is?
Oh, I was between 11 and 13. Oh, I'm so annoyed.
But you are
13.
right. You can count because it's 5 years I gave you. Yeah, either way.
It was either when I
that's-
first went to China or when I first came back, and I couldn't decide which.
You've got it right. 5 years aside. So it's 2011. No, Frankie. No.
No,
Okay.
2016.
Okay. Larry Page is the chief executive officer of
Is it Google?
Google.
Hey.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
the most popular car by Volkswagen is
The Beetle.
the Beetle.
Oh, the Beatles.
Yes.
I put Skoda. Yeah, I put Skoda.
And how many stripes does Adidas have?
Not a clue. Now you
I
stumped
had
me.
5.
I thought it was 3.
I actually always thought it was 3, but the answer is 1949.
Yeah. All right.
What?
And I was absolutely shocked. 1949.
1949.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if you have, but listen, if you have 3 stripes, I accept that answer.
I know, I put 2.
Yeah.
I had 3 black ones and I counted the 2 white ones in between. So that's
Yeah.
why I had 5.
Yeah. And the game that is saying, do not pass go, do not collect $200 is
Monopoly.
Monopoly, exactly. So let's see who is the winner today. Who has got 10 questions, right? 9, 8, 7, 6. Lisa, 6.
Me there, Dad.
So Lisa is the winner.
Yeah, wow.
Well done.
Congratulations, Lisa.
It must have been that it must have been the 2013 that did it.
Wonderful. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the longest words in the English vocabulary. So who would like to go first?
Do we
And if
have
you-
to pronounce it perfectly?
Oh, but that's the
No.
fun bit, Deb.
Try pronounce it the best you can, but if you can spell it, it will be great.
Expialidocious. Yeah.
And tell us how many letters.
Pneumono ultramicroscopic silica volcanic ionosis.
What?
Is that the longest
It's got-
word?
45 letters.
Brilliant.
Wow.
And it's a disease of the lungs that's caused by exposure to silica or quartz dust.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Fantastic,
I was really looking forward to this because I wanted to be able to say flocky knocky vilification, that I couldn't remember the word. Well, you know that word that I thought was the longest word, and the only bit I could remember about it was the flocky knocky vilification bit. And so I wanted to be able to say it all, and I have it written down, but then I forgot to look up what it meant. So I'm going to do that while you're all saying your words. So give me a minute.
Okay, Frankie, did you find the longest word?
No. No.
Okay.
I can check though. Yeah, sorry. No, I don't know.
I've had the same word as Debbie found. I had the same as Lisa, and I've got a third one, which is 28 letters. And I will do my best to pronounce it. Anti-disease establishment mentavietionism.
Yeah, I've heard that one as well.
It's on in the dictionary.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yes.
Wow.
Opposition to the disestablishment of the Church of England.
Wow.
I have another one that's 30.
Ooh,
And
come
it's
on.
pseudo hypoparathyroidism.
Wow.
What?
Pseudo hypoparathyroidism. And it's a condition where you have the symptoms of that disease of the hypothyroidism.
Mm.
It doesn't escalate your calcium and other stuff to the same levels.
Wow.
So I think that's why there's the double soothing. And thank God for
Debbie,
Google.
you are awesome, honestly.
Wow.
And Lisa, the word you found is amazing.
I know. How'd you get
Yeah,
that?
you're gonna have to tell them what it means because I didn't have a chance.
What it actually is, Lisa, is the estimation of something as worthless.
Right. Okay. I remember my dad teaching it to me because he
But
thought it
you
was
pronounce it so well, I would never be able to pronounce it like you.
he thought it was really funny, and so he taught me how to say it when I was quite young. So I'm gonna have a go because I know that I've said it before. Flocky knocky nihilophilia. There you go. Flocky knocky nihilophilia. There you go.
Inoki.
Okay. I'll get some out of him. Children.
I lost myself reading this Sini Hilili Pilili.
Yes. The only reason I knew how to say it is because my dad taught me. And to be honest, I don't know if he was right, but that's how I've always said it.
Fabulous. But Debbie, could we possibly ask you to spell that word with 30 letters, please?
With 30 letters?
Yes.
Pseudo. So pseudo.
Yeah.
Then Pseudo, two pseudos.
Right.
Hypo, Hypo, para, Para, thyroid.
Pyro. PY. Sorry. Pyro.
So here.
Oh. Sorry.
I am going to
pronounce
type
it once more? Can you pronounce it once more?
Pseudo hypoparathyroidism. Pseudo
This is amazing.
Hypoparathyroidism. Pseudo
Fantastic.
hypopara oops, I forgot a Y.
PYRA.
In the chat.
Lovely. Wow. This is amazing. Congratulations. Fantastic. So let's do a little bit of breathing exercise. Okay. And if you can put your hands in front of you, just casually in front of you on something, on a table or whatever. Okay. And make sure that your feet are touching the ground. And now, if you close your eyes and take a breath in through your nose, counting to 7, hold it to 7, release it to 7 through your nose and hold it again. Okay. And we repeat that 7 times. Okay. So ready, steady, go. And the last time. And a deep breath and just release it once more. How did you feel?
Good.
Did you feel the oxygen going into your head? That is an exercise from Ho'oponopono. Traditional way of Ho'oponopono is really, really valuable, particularly if you do it in the morning, or sometimes if you feel stressful, or if you feel anxious. If you do this exercise, it will not only calm you down and relax you, but it gives you the oxygen to your head, which gets you going so much better. And it is, you can do this up to 21 times if you wish, but 7 is the ideal timing. And you can do that 3 times in a day, in the morning, lunchtime, and then in the evening, and it gives you so much benefits.
I'd like to add a benefit to that. If you noticed, probably after about the 3rd time that you did that, you probably would have felt your insides just going, and you could feel everything slowing down and calming down. You need to be at that point before you start eating.
Yes.
For 2 reasons. One, you need that extra oxygen to help process your food appropriately. And the other reason is that because it lowers your cortisol levels. And if you start eating while your cortisol levels are still high, then more of the food you eat will be stored as fat because your body, you have triggered, you're still in that fight or flight mode where your body thinks it's going to store it because you're a little anxious, you're eating too fast, you're rushing, you're sitting down, you're not taking that time to slow down, to stop and let your body relax. So you want what you eat to be processed as food. And the trick is, if you're eating something you shouldn't, it's really, really super important that you do that, because guilt doesn't trigger the cortisol response, because it will. And then you just say, oh, this is really good. This is so good. I am really enjoying this. And when you do that, if it's really fattening and full of sugar and everything else and all of that stuff, some of it's going to get stored as fat anyway, but more of it will be processed in and out versus being stored as fat if you do that. So
Lovely.
Doing that exercise 3 times a day, before breakfast, before supper, and before lunch, before sleep, I would add that. It's perfect.
Ideal. Thank you so much.
Can I
Fantastic.
ask quickly about that? Was I right in understanding that when you breathe out for 7, are you meant to hold it for 7?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you basically make like a square, yeah? 7 going up, stay, go down, and stay again.
That was the part that made me a bit panicky, because obviously I have issues with my breathing. So for me, at that point, it was really hard for me to hold my breath there. But the rest of it was fine. So I think I just need to accept I can hold my breath for as long as, and then I won't be panicky.
For me, it was also the same thing. I initially thought, yes, I initially thought I will never be able to go down, breathe out to 7 and hold. And with practice, it's just so easy.
Now there's interesting.
You do it all the time when you go swimming.
Exactly.
All the time. You do it when you're in the shower and the water's coming over your face.
That's right.
Right? You do it all the time without thinking about it. So when you put conscious thought to around how you manage your breathing, and there's even, if you're not sure that you can do that, here's something else you can try. A lot of the times we breathe and you hear about When you're breathing in, your stomach should be able to expand and you can feel it. I want to give you a different way of thinking about what you should be doing. If you want to use all the portions of your lungs in your breathing, when you take that breath in, you should feel your ribs expand to the side so that you can feel that pushing against your hands.
That's much better, Debbie, because I always felt that for anyone who was suggesting that the belly should expand, it's actually helped the belly to grow. And yes, I think you are absolutely right. It's better if it goes through the ribs.
Okay.
And is asthma your issue with your breathing, Lisa?
No, it's the effects of long COVID. So yeah, my breathing still has to, I have to get physio and exercises to make it breathe properly.
Did you ever see the lung exercises for that? For long haul?
No.
I will send it to you.
Oh, you have one?
I've never had COVID, but Chris Cuomo from CNN had long haul, and he was helping as many people as he could with all the advice that he got from Dr. Sanjay Gupta and some other top doctors around the world. And he spread all that information as far and wide as he could. So I have sent that information out to some others. I will send that to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I know that doctor.
Wonderful.
Doctor, he's very good. Yeah, brilliant.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Well,
So,
guys, thank you so much for today. I look forward to next Saturday, and enjoy the weekend, enjoy the week. See you next Saturday.
And you, Maria.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
bye-bye.